Right, so today we're out at the brother and sister-in-law's house. Gonna spray some nasty weeds in prep for seeding in the next 2 weeks. So let's get into it. Yo mate, what up? Welcome to another lawn tip vid. Alright, so today we're back at this place that's out of town to spray some weeds because we've got weeds galore in here. So I'll run over the weeds quickly again for you guys and just show you what we're spraying out today. The reason we're going to spray it out now is because, one, it looks ugly and there's heaps of weeds everywhere. And then number two, we want those areas to be bare soil or pretty bare dying off so we can get some seed down in there to outcompete the weeds that are here. So let's just quickly show you guys the weeds that are around the area. I know I did it a couple of weeks ago, but we'll just check it out again. Remember, this is a mix of rye and Kentucky bluegrass. So the rye and KBG is really starting to take over. There's a few bare spots here and there, which we will put some seed down in. And the Kentucky bluegrass, once we top dress this area as well, will also creep into those bare areas as well with a bit of loose soil there. But the main weeds we're dealing with today are going to be, number one, we've got some wireweed just here. That is some wireweed. We've got heaps of marshmallow up the back here. There's a huge thing of marshmallow. A little bit of cooch in there, which is alright. We're not too stressed about the cooch that is in here because it's still green grass and these guys are not worried at all. Now that cooch came from the existing soil, wasn't in the seed mix, just so you guys know. We've also got some plantain there, a bit more plantain. I saw something else earlier as well. Most of the weeds in here are wireweed, a bit of plantain, a little bit of thistle, tiny bit of paspalum in a few spots, a little bit of pig's weed, which is purslane, which I showed you guys a couple of weeks ago. And that is really about it, apart from some of the sedges in here. So some of it's nutgrass, some of it's just sedge, which old Kevin told me. See if you can see, here's the sedge here. It's got that real glossy lime green leaf. Anyway, that's enough of the weed showing you, because it's basically the same all throughout the whole area. We've just got bigger chunks in some spots. I'll quickly show you guys the paspalum we've got down here as well. Bit of paspalum around the place here, as you can see. Now we're not going to deal with the paspalum today. That will die off here in orange in the winter, and then we'll deal with that with the pre-emergent in the springtime. So we're not going to seed in spring next year. We're just going to probably give it a top dress, just to allow the Kentucky bluegrass to creep, and we might give it a core as well, a core aeration if my core machine's in by then, which I'm so keen for. Right, so today we're just getting on top of the broadleaf weeds and the wireweed and stuff like that. None of the grassy stuff, apart from the sedges that are in here, and I can see even heaps of sedges out the back here as well. So what we're going to do is we put down some Casper, which has some dicamba and prosulfuron in there, which has on the label like quite a lot of weeds. Creeping oxalis, cat's ear, blackberry nightshade, bindi, which is a common one, dandelion, lamb's tongue, fleabane, clover, pennywort, and the list does go on. So that's what we're going to use today. You could also use something like dicamba, bow and arrow as well. It's going to cover a lot of these broadleaf weeds here on top of that. And to get the sedges in here, we're going to use this stuff called sedge hammer. This only comes in like a tiny little packet. This bad boy. Look at that, it's tiny. And we're only going to put in recommended rates. So this whole area that we're spraying today is going to be close to 400 square meters. We're going to do a little bit of the front section, but there's not many weeds in there. So I'll just sort of spot spray those areas there. So I know this thing here gets over 400 square meters for me perfectly. So that's what we're going to run off. Yeah, there's more areas to seed on this lawn, but these are the main ones we're going to focus on for now. So 32 grams of Casper. So this is like a pellet sort of a form, or a powdery sort of a form. And then with the sedge hammer, the rate is going to be, I can't remember the application rate for this stuff, but it's not very high. There's a label in the box as well. So per 100 square meters, we're looking at 1.3 grams. So yeah, we're not going to use a lot. All right, let's fill this tank up. Let's get some spraying done. All done. The wind just started to pick up, so luckily we got that done in time. The wind's only about 15 kilometers per hour. I probably wouldn't be spraying if it's any windier than that, because you do not want spray drift at all. Prefer to the label though with that as well. So again, don't let your kids and stuff into here until it dries out. Make sure there's no rain for 24 hours, so don't water your lawn for 24 hours afterwards as well. Make sure your lawn isn't stressed when you apply this product, because it can stress the lawn out, which just means maybe water the day before if you can. But yeah, we should see a lot of these weeds start to curl up, especially like the broadleaf ones and the Y weed in the next little bit. I'm pretty sure Y weed's on the label, but actually, I'm actually not sure that it is on the label, so we'll see if it does kill it. And then the nutgrass, or the sedges that we've got there as well, they probably take about 10 to 12 days to see any effect, and then after that you normally have to do a follow-up application if they're really mature weeds. Anyway, thanks guys so much for watching, really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, like this video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys back at this lawn probably in about 2 weeks for an overseeding top dress. Looking forward to it.